Hello and welcome to an actual kind of retro video. I say kind of because heaven forbid it's not actually, it's a Megadrive game, but it's not actually playing on original hardware. It is emulation, but it's not the thieving scumbag type of emulation. It is playing Streets of Rage 3 off of the Megadrive Ultimate Collection on the PS3. So yes, there are certain games that I would like to pick up, but I just cannot sort of justify the cost, and games like that tend to be sort of Streets of Rage 3, Sonic 3. You know, this game, boxed and complete, could go for 40 quid on eBay, and you know, living in the UK, it's not like we're going to come across any of these flea market bargains that the Americans seem to come across. And in Japan, they probably just have an abundance of these games and they're dirt cheap. But yeah, here we are. So we've got 4 different characters. My favourite character from the original Streets of Rage was the guy that's, is it Skate's dad? I can't remember off the top of my head what his name was. You've got Axel, Blaze, Adam, that's the one. Adam Hunter, I think. So it's tempting to go for the Zan, the new character, but we've picked Axel because he's old school OG gangster. Right, so starts off with a bomb or whatever, and yeah, I'm not a fan of the music, like at the start of the game. It's like weird, horrible, grinding music. I'm not sure who composed it. I know the guy who composed the original Streets of Rage music, he's well known for, it's something like Yuzo Koshiro or something like that, and he's well known for decent kind of chiptune music. I think he did Revenge of Shinobi and other games. But yeah, Streets of Rage, kind of Sega's answer to Final Fight, and in my opinion, better. Although that might be because I grew up on a diet of Streets of Rage rather than Capcom's side-scrolling beat 'em up. We've got some boxes there we can smash. So yeah, like I said, this game, it goes for about 40 quid boxed, and that is a lot of money. What you got to consider is that the amount of consoles that I have. You know, I've got I've got NES, Master System, Mega Drive, Super Nintendo, Philips CDI, PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, Xbox original, Xbox 360, Xbox One, Wii U, N64, Dreamcast. Just looking down below now, what else have we got? Mega CD, all sorts of consoles. So you know, I've got a lot of systems to buy games for, and if I can pick up 10 games that are just as good on other systems cheaper, I'm going to do that rather than buying Streets of Rage 3. I think probably the most valuable Mega Drive game I own will only be like 20 quid or something. It's probably like Donald Duck and Maui Mallard, or not checked recently, but Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. I'm guessing that's actually going to go up in price. Got that box with the manual, so they're like sort of the heavy hitters of my collection. You know, there's no £600 box complete, pristine, rare games in there or anything like that. But yeah, it's a game collection for playing, and that's what I like to do. I like to have a lot of variety. So one thing that I find that I don't, well, it's kind of inconsistent in the Streets of Rage series. The first game, I thought they got the difficulty level just right. The second game was way too easy. People say that's the best one, but for nostalgia reasons, I'd always prefer the first game. But this third game is just rock hard. I mean, it's not too hard at the minute, but I'm playing on easy and I've cranked up the lives, but no, the furthest I've got in this game is where you got like a couple of, I don't know, they're like kung fu fucking twin brothers or something, and they are hard as nails. It's ridiculous. So yeah, attack wise, we've got the attack button. We've also got this kind of special move which drains health. I've never really seen the point in that. I much preferred the first game with the cop that he called up, and he'd pull his bazooka out and you get like a different pattern of fire depending on which character you're playing as. So it is one of those kind of game series that, in my opinion, has stepped back as it's progressed in some ways. Obviously, you know, the graphics are better in this game. It does have bigger sprites. To be honest, I'm not really appreciating the bigger sprites that much because I'm rammed right in front of a 46-inch TV. Yes, it's kind of a bit harsh on the eyes, but it was probably welcome when you were playing this game on your 14-inch TV back in the day. Currently drinking beer while I'm making this video, as you do. Streets Rage and beer, winning combo. And when I finish this beer, there's only a couple of swigs left, I'll be on some cider, so and then I'm going to order a kebab. And, yeah, so I'm going to smack this bitch's wig upside her head, bust a fast combo out of that. It's one thing, you know, that Streets of Rage has always had, is the snappy responsive controls. You need that. Any classic 16-bit game needs snappy control. So we've got a little bit of a boss battle as usual at the start of a Streets of Rage game. Boss is pretty weak. I'm doing terribly here though. You little bastard, little slippery motherfucker. Usually the trick, I don't know how it works in this game, the trick is to sort of slowly like delay your punches to like kind of keep them in that state there. Bit of a flaw in the game really. Makes it very easy to deal with bosses once you get them there. Playing this close to the TV, like Axel, like his in-game sprite, not his little profile, not his little portrait picture there, he kind of looks like a retard. Never noticed that before. Got here the little grenade, World War II grenade in 1990s America. You know, shooting America. Everything's Americanized. So yeah, graphically great, plays well. It's a challenge as the game progresses. It's not like Streets of Rage 2 where you start playing it and you're guaranteed to finish the game within like 40 minutes. but the music in the games for me has gone backwards. I mean, Streets Rage 2 had some catchy tunes in it, but the music was nowhere good. Nowhere as good. Nowhere good. I sound like a fucking moron. It was nowhere near as good as the original tunes from Streets Rage. There's some really classic 16-bit tracks on that game. Get the apple. Why did you pick like a gigantic apple? Here we've got Skippy the fucking bush kangaroo looking for a good kick in. Some clown. When I beat clowns in side-scrolling beat 'em up, it reminds me of that. Is it Batman Returns? The Konami side-scrolling beat 'em up, not to be confused with the Megadrive game of the same name, which is completely different and not made by Konami. It was made by Sega, I think. That game is kind of a platformer that pretty much sucks. Best version of that game is the Mega CD game with the cool little drive-in sequences. So we're in a nightclub here with absolutely terrible music and some little kind of strobe effects that probably would give you an epileptic fit if you were that way inclined. It's kind of something that Streets Rage 2 brought in, I guess, the kind of nightclub scene. There wasn't one in the first game, but there was, you know, like, was it pretty much the first level, I think, of Streets Rage 2. You end up brawling in a bar. Not necessarily the first area, but you know, the first stage, so to speak. Yeah, I mean, for funky club music, they didn't do very well. This is hardly a catchy tune that people will be dancing to in a club. We've got a bit of 2 back bolt. Smack some bitches up. Yeah. You'll be, you know, familiar with the sorts of enemies in this game if you've played a Streets of Rage before. These like generic goons, albeit in graphically different sprite form, featured in the first game, like ginger dudes with white denim wife beater suits on, whatever you call them, dodgy outfits. Get some chicken, smack a bitch up, Lorena. Get up, you slag. It's ridiculous how pumped up Axel's chest is. Like, he's been taking some serious steroids since the first and second games. Yeah, I liked character Adam in the first game. I think the second and third games you're trying to like save him. If I may be wrong, but I think the idea is to try and save him from the evil person, whoever that is. I should be a boss battle now. Got some chicken. Shouldn't really, because I only had a little bit of health missing, but fuck it. Yeah, it would be even better this game if it said chicken like it does on Tekken, in the Tekken Force kind of mode equivalent things where it says chicken, pick up some chicken and it says chicken, it's fucking chicken. Yeah, talking shit there. So yeah, overall, classic game. I would say that it needs to be in everybody's Megadrive collection. However, I can't stomach spending 40 quid for the game at the minute, and there's so many other games that I'm yet to pick up. So yeah, I'm getting my fix through the Megadrive Ultimate collection on the PS3. Yeah, it's a decent, solid game, albeit not my favourite game in the series, which is another reason why I wouldn't pay the price that this game demands these days. But it is an excellent game and part of the legendary trilogy.